topic of this video is Terence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao. Who wins that fight if they were to ever fight? Now, a couple months back on this channel, I was making videos called Rebel Fantasy Fights, where I pair together fighters that I would like to see fight, or people talk about them fighting, and see and give an early prediction on them. So I decided to not do that, just stick to something new, pretty much just who wins. Those are going to be unofficial prediction videos like this one. And if the fight ever gets signed, sealed, and delivered, I'll make an official prediction video for it. But right now, in these kind of videos, we're going to just discuss who would win if they were to ever fight. So you got Manny Pacquiao. Good power. Quick. Good legs. I mean, some of the best legs and footwork in boxing. Got Terence Crawford. High ring IQ. Great footwork. Switch hitter. Good power. Decent speed. And as far as chins between these two, I would have to give the chin to Manny Pacquiao, because yeah, I know y'all gonna say, well, he's been knocked out. Just because you were knocked out don't mean you don't have a chin. You just got, either you got caught slipping and you left yourself wide open and you got knocked out, or somebody that has a lot of power knocked you out. It happens. Marquez knocked him out cold. You know, he got caught slipping. Manny is very, he does this thing where it irks me, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute, and that's what caused him that knockout. Bud, he gets hit a lot too sometimes, and he gets upset. You know, he's a more, damn, you know, once you hit me, I gotta get you back type fighter. And sometimes he can get a little reckless, because he did that with Gamboa. He did that with Jose Benavidez. He even did it a little bit with Kell Brook. His eye is proof of that. Look at Terence Crawford's eye at the end of that Kell Brook fight. Terence Crawford is he has, like I said, great footwork, good movement, but sometimes he can be defensively irresponsible sometimes. Just like Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, to me, his defense is mostly just like him, you know, doing this. He doesn't have a good, you know, he can do a little bit of the, he can shell up a little bit, but him too. I'd say Bud has better defense than Manny Pacquiao, but who wins that fight? Who wins? Well, this one, I'm gonna have to say, this is one of those fights where I have to say it depends on if this happens, or this depends on it. It's not like this guy, like Manny Pacquiao, is one of these fighters where, okay, he wins this way, and he doesn't really slip up and get knocked out doing certain things. So I can't put Manny Pacquiao in that category. He's one of those fighters that he has a flaw, and that flaw has caused him to get KO before, and I can't say that with other fighters. And that flaw is he leaps in and he doesn't block. You watch pretty much all the Manny Pacquiao fights. He's been able to get away with that with lower tier fighters and some mid tier fighters. He didn't get away with it with Marquez. He does that a lot, man. He doesn't block when because Manny Pacquiao has short arms, so you know, he has that's why he has the best legs in the business. He has to be able to spring, you know what I mean? He got to hop forward to get in you most of the time, and when he does that, he leaves his face open a lot. And if he does that with Terence Crawford, there's a chance he can get knocked out. But that's the only way Bud would knock out Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao hasn't been just head up knocked out. You know, you got to sneak one on him to knock him out. You got to counter him to knock him out, and that's what can possibly happen if he does that against Terence Crawford. But if Manny Pacquiao is defensively responsible in that fight is going to go to the card. It's going to go to 12 rounds, and I say more than likely it's probably going to end up being Terence Crawford winning that fight. I would have to give that to Terence Crawford simply because Manny's getting older. He's 2 years older than he was when he fought Thurman. Bud is a different animal than Keith Thurman. Moves better than Keith Thurman. The chin, I mean, look, Terence Crawford's chin has been tested. I mean, he's been hit at welterweight, but it's really been tested against Gamboa. That's the first time I ever seen Terence Crawford with spaghetti legs. So that has yet to be seen if he can take a real punch from somebody with some power like Pacquiao or somebody like that. We got to see. We haven't seen that yet. So I give I give Bud the nod to win that fight by points, simply for the fact of the things I just mentioned. So that's the way I see that fight, man. Drop a comment. Who wins this fight against Terence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao if they were to ever fight? Let me know. Hit that button, drop a comment. I'll catch y'all later on the next one. Peace out.